What, were you honestly expecting me to do a different operation of Paraskevi? No. Too hard. No, to be honest, Paraskevi isn't that hard. It's just the fact that you know, people think they're too good and keep too many Paraskevis on the screen at once rather than let them go deeper into the body. They don't realize that they have margin for error, and sometimes something accidentally will happen like that where you'll slice 2 in a row. And of course, if that happens in an X mission, X6, it's over right there because you'll lose too much vital and the person will die right away. So, but yeah, once they're down to the 1 segment like that, they are able to be gotten, to be extracted from the body. Slow motion goring. But yeah, it isn't really that much trouble because people don't realize that they have 3 places that they can just let them go deeper into the body where you can take in less. You don't have to worry about as much if you, because they stop going deeper after they're off screen. They're not going to keep going down while you're not looking at them.
We've located the gate.
Okay. Now, if you can get about half of them, if not even a little more, at the 2nd level, then you're in great shape. Also notice that when their tail starts flicking around, they're about to gore in, like that. So, if you do want to keep going with that particular worm, it is a worm. If you want to keep going with that particular segment of the worm, then just stop that with a laser. Don't go nuts with the laser though, because you'll probably run out, and that's not good. I've had instances where I've run out of the laser. See, this would be awesome shape if it was the X mission. You never see me do that well though. They almost always get to the heart. But you don't get penalized by having it not go to the heart, or you don't get a reward for having it not go to the heart, so draw it out as long as you can. Oh. And yeah. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not, but it doesn't vary nearly as much as my next opponent. Oh god. Ooh, XS. And here we have the fight with Savato. The good music, yes, but everything else, it's not quite as pleasant. Now, as it starts off, you have to eliminate the web 3 times. Each time it gets more difficult. Always slice at the intersection. And you see right there, I didn't concentrate on the webbing too much, which was a mistake, and it's where the vital starts to plummet, and I do die on. I don't die, but Dr. Hoffman dies on this run. So this is just pointing out how it will vary, and each time I'm pretty sure each time the webbings will increase by 1. I know it has more at the last one, but and after about 3, it will make its stupid little baby infant Savatos. Concentrate on them when you don't have the knife or the scalpel, but when you do have the scalpel, immediately abandon all attempts to try and kill the infant Savato. It really isn't much of a concern to destroy the infant Savato until this last step here. I mean, because if you can destroy enough of them, they don't really pose any threat. They won't fuse together and form the blue one, which will bring the vitals down to like 30, I think, or something like that. Maybe 60 as a maximum, which is bad, but it's not as much trouble to just take them out when they're infants like this. And don't leave any behind, because the mature Savato will absorb them and its armor will be stronger, which is going to make your job even harder. And when you're lasering it, always make sure that you feel the rumble, because if you stop feeling the rumble and you see that glyph appear over Savato, it's about to make the slash and the infant Savato are going to come out, which is going to lead to more of a nuisance. And of course I warn you about that because the laser will drain, and if you run out of the laser and you see 20 or so infant Savato on screen, there is big trouble. You've fallen behind and you don't have a healing touch to back you up, so try and get as close to an empty laser as possible, but don't make it empty because you cannot afford to have it empty too often. I mean, if you get lucky, Savato will be a lot more docile than some other times. You know, sometimes he'll just start slashing the crap out of the heart, which doesn't make any sense how they can survive, but do of course concentrate on getting rid of the lacerations. Sometimes people will actually be unlucky enough and he'll form the triple slash 3 times in a row, which more often than not leads to a failure because you concentrate on getting rid of the 9 lacerations, and then you have very low vitals to deal with, and by that time he probably slashes again and operation's over. Now, something very unusual that happens to me in this is that for some reason when I suture above one of the large lacerations, it didn't register. I try suturing it 3 times and the suture doesn't register. So that led to a nightmarish result of me losing at the very end. I think I only had to shoot it with the laser one more time and its armor would have stopped and I could have cut it, and that would have been it right there. So yeah, this is going to be very frustrating. Now, I emphasize don't fall behind and keep the vitals somewhere around 50. Because I was rusty and I hadn't done Savato in months, I forgot what exactly the save point was. They're supposed to be 50. You'll see me in this operation, I keep it close to 25, which, if you have an unexpected thing like I did with sutures not registering, problems arise big time. And keeping it close to 10 like that is just suicide. Ugh. Triple slash. Yeah, if for some reason you have a point in the operation that, you know, if your laser is too close to red, stop lasering because you don't want it to run out, and then concentrate on bringing it back up, the vitals back up to 50 or higher if the laser still has a color besides white, if it's still yellow or something like that. You'll notice that you'll have a really high chain in this operation, and if you're trying to get an XS, you need a really high chain. And another emphasis is to, when you stop, when Naomi's healing touch actually takes effect, to just sit there for a little while, which you'll see in my next part. But unfortunately, this is where... Is this where the sutures start? Don't read it? No, not yet. And don't worry about that black vial until you bring its armor down to the last level. Like there, it didn't register the suture there. And some of these are really heartbreakers because I don't exactly know why they don't register. Oh, here it is right here. Twice that didn't register. And there's another one that doesn't register 3 times, which is really ticking me off by this point. 3 times that didn't register. 4 times that didn't register. It's absurd. And there, Dr. Hoffman is dead. Oh well. Revenge will be mine.